Hello, everyone. If you're with me, send me an exclamation point. I just got a Sony notification. Good to see you. Welcome to the cave. It's been a while. If you're with me, send me an exclamation point. Send me an exclamation point. I think I just got a spanking by Sony. So tonight I'm doing a revisit to the cave. But I'm also doing this as a test. I got some new RAM, make my computer faster. So I'm pushing it to the limit. But I just got a little smack on the hiney by Sony. Don't know why. Figure it out. Welcome to the cave. Everyone enjoy yourselves. Take your shoes off. Leave your vulnerability at the door. Hello, hello, hello. Boy, hello, Leah. I just got up from a nap. Slept 2 hours, woke up groggy. One of those headspace kind of things. Jason Doyle. Kelly Curtis. What's up, Lincoln Newman? Samadhi. What is Samadhi? The cave. Samadhi is wherever you are. Yogis and mystics do it. They go into a cave. They seclude themselves to a cave to be with God, and they're not coming out. Because they understand that in is the way out. In is the way out. They understand this fully. This is what Samadhi is. Being in communion with God. It's not all fancy fluff and woo-woo. It's not. It's your intention to want to be there and nothing more. I want nothing more. Many people are able to do this ongoingly in everyday waking states of consciousness. Hello, Mary. Hello, Jennifer, Ruthie, Jason. Tonight we're going to be talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. Well, Keith, I'm aware of the fact I'm going to die. All right? I hear you. But are you aware of the fact that you're going to die? Are you aware of that? Truly aware of that? Well, I don't want to think about such things because it somewhat frightens me. Hence the reason you should think about such things. Tonight I am talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. Take that inside of yourself, inside of the cave. Spiritual samadhi, conscious union with God. Are you aware, truly aware of your mortality? What do you think happens when one becomes absolutely aware of one's own mortality. Hello, Sandy. Hello, pretty Allison. What do you think happens inside of someone when they become consciously aware, fully aware of their own mortality? It creates an amazing shift. Just like that. Wow. I am going to pass one day and really sit with that. If it boogers you, stay with it. And over a course of time, it will transmute itself into something very beautiful. And the message is going to feel like it imparts to you is, get busy living. I contemplate my death often. Not necessarily how, but the transition of it, the in-between into fully stepping into the garden, back where we came from. It sounds beautiful to me. It's almost as if I can't wait. I'm not in a hurry, but I'm excited. Have you ever explored, seriously, lovingly, curiously, your mortality and how beautiful it is? The day you die is the day you are consciously birthed back into the garden. Why not become conscious of your mortality now, fully conscious of it? So you can now then step your foot back into the garden. Slowly but surely, gracefully, you begin to unify with your immortality. Right? So step in your immortality now by moving into your mortality. And once you move through the mortality phase of the mind, you're stepping into the garden. So you transition from this life, so we call it, until our next space is very seamless. The transition is very, very smooth. A lot more smooth than if you did not explore, contemplate, become consciously aware of your mortality. How cool is that? Dying gracefully with age. It's just another page you turn, as we all choose to become mystic and or a sage. In this information age, now is the time to act. To go into the cave of yourself, the cave of your life. Shut the world out. Keith, why as a spiritual teacher you would say shut the world out? On purpose. Temporarily. So you can engage from slave to brave. You move into the cave. That's space. Old people are nice because they're trying to get into heaven, right? Get into heaven now. For heaven's sake, what are you waiting on? So it's going into the cave, Samadhi, choosing conscious union with God and intending to never come out. God is not church on Sunday. It's a beautiful way to express and celebrate Creator, yes, and socialize with others of like heart. Do you ever just sit? Just sit. Keith, there's a lot of thoughts in my head. More of the reason you should just sit and become simply aware of those thoughts as they move through your head, because the TV's off and this is quiet and this is quiet and this is quiet. So the truth is, when the TV's on or you got your phone or you're doing this or that, this doesn't stop. It's just being drowned out by the other sensory input. When you turn all that off, escape from the world, now you're left with your universe. Escape from the noise of the world and sit with the quiet of yourself, and you will find out exactly what universe you are dwelling in. if it's still, absolutely still, you are sitting in the space shuttle as pilot. Because when it's still, you can launch yourself to any dimension you feel like. But when it's quiet, when it's noisy and there's no quiet, you're just stuck in the universe that you're stuck in because of the rampant, non-stopping noise. Are you making headway? We've been doing this, believe it or not. Center of Light, Cave, Burst of Light, all these different series I do. Are you finding light in the darkness of your cave? Slave to brave. You have to be brave. You have to be willing to die to find life. Have you ever contemplated, seriously, your mortality? What do you think the tug and the pull will be like when you exit? What do you think it's going to be like when you are there? Very simple, powerful, important questions one could play with. What do you think the tug and leaving the body is going to be like? Dramatic? Graceful? Are you going to be ripped out of your body? But once you are where you're going to be, what do you think that's going to be like? I have no doubt whatsoever everyone's experience gets better. Still, if you want to find out what it's going to be like, I want you to make sure it's going to be like you want it. Examine yourself now in your own universe. How do you feel? Stop the noise and sit in the quiet. And when you are revealed your universe, when you cross to the other side, that will be your universe. But you will not have a body. You will not be corporeal. There will be no time. All there will be is manifestation of the self. Are you happy with yourself now? Are you? Are you blissful? Are you boogered or bothered? Do your dreams at night reflect it? Do you ever reflect on your dreams? Do you live your dreams? Do you daydream? Or if not all the time, maybe sometime, are you living in a nightmare? Are you in a waking state of sleep paralysis? Just because your eyes are open does not mean you're asleep. Just because you are asleep doesn't mean that you are not open. Right? Let's see who's here. Hi, Nori. Welcome back, everyone, to the cave. Sandy Hunt says, kind of like infancy birthing, and then we have no memory of the change. I am hoping anyway. I love it. Absolutely. Hi, Lynn. Anna says hi. Rena's in the house. Steve Stone. Michelle. Dana. Carmen Deshasha. Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Nicole. Tonight I am talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. Please share this. I spread it all over Facebook, and so I got Google slapped by Sony for running a particular screen, and I know what it is, and ridiculous. Brian Moore says the best is yet to come. Thank you. Know your true self. Thank you for sharing. God bless you, Brian Moore. Let me go look at some Brian Moore. I want some more Brian. Let me go see who Brian is. Yeah, Brian, I remember you, my bro. Good to see you, sir. So tonight I am doing a test. Thought, why not do a test on myself and revisit the cave of Samadhi? I'm pushing my computer very, very hard. I got some new RAM, new memory. And so I'm pushing it to the hilt. I have no dropped frames. Looks good. I love technology. But you are the greatest technology ever. You are the greatest technology. It is a technology. It is a spiritual technology. You are a living, breathing, biological, divine machine. And the pilot of that machine. See what I mean? So I'm not going to switch screens. I'm going to take a small pause. You can look at my beautiful little house, my little shrine. Center of light. You are the center of light. This is all just a reflection of the love you have for yourself. And as I look into your eyes, or your presence here with me, I look at the love I have for myself. I yearn, churn, burn to be in this space of Samadhi. My intention is always others. My intention is always God. And when we include everyone else, the closer to home we become. Contemplate your death. It will give you life if you do so. What is it going to be like when I die? Am I going to sit on a park bench with Jesus? And there's going to be a lion laying down with a lamb? What next? What then? Do we just sit there forever? And it's a nice breezy day. If that's your heaven, then God bless you. You get it. It's metaphorical. What do you think living there? You're there now. You're not there. You couldn't be here if you were not there. It's because of your being there which sustains and helps you to express your physical expression on this earth. But what do you think it's going to be like when you consciously aware again of being in the garden? Can you visualize 1,000-foot story buildings made of crystal and amethyst? Mountains 50 times higher than on earth. Everything so majestic and regal and royal and worthy of your presence. Streets paved in gold. Everyone is allowed everything. No one owns anything. Everyone is cared for. Everyone is loved. Everyone is doing what they love as their expression of Creator. Is this your garden? Have you ever visualized, contemplated, became consciously aware of your mortality? When you do, you become conscious of your immortality. Oh my God, I am going to die one day. Yes, you will. And in so doing, you're going to live. But you can start that process now by allowing your ego, as they say. I got a lot of issues with that word and how it's used, but allowing a part of you to die every day. So I'm thinking, they say that every 7 years, your bodily cells die and you are a new being. Maybe every 7 days. Some part of you that's been holding on wants to die or could die if you just let it. Unplug. What do they call that? The life machine. Unplug it. Stop giving life to those things you're just done with. Stand up. Go from slave to brave. Welcome to the cave. Death can be scary if you just look at it. Do you understand? You integrate that shit inside of you, you will become so conscious of your infinite awareness, or at least it will definitely push you in that direction. Are you aware of your mortality? And already crossed the threshold now. See yourself in your garden, in your heaven, on earth. Live your heaven on earth, and your transition into the garden will be seamless. I'm going to be right back. I'm not going to go to my other screen. I just got a Warner Brothers slap. So, enjoy my quaint, beautiful little abode. It's my abode of peace. I am in my heaven. How's the music level to the my voice? Everything good? Join me. Loosen up, man. Loosen up. Take your clothes off. Take your attitude off. Take all that off. Loosen up. Just loosen up. However that means to you. Do you have to do a special gesture that puts you into the zone? Why did I do this big thing, right? What's all that about? I don't know why I did it. I just did it. It helps me to loosen up and to say, I'm trying to connect to you consciously. I want to be there. So I show off a little bit and show about a little bit and hope that you allow yourself to show up as well, whatever that means for you. I like the spiritual way. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it that way. You can do it fully clothed. You can do it standing on your head. I like all the gestures because it helps me to be reverent. It helps me to imply, to intend something. I like it. It feels good to me. It feels natural. What feels natural to you? Tonight we're talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. There is nothing more natural than you dying. If you are confused to think that birth is greater than death, you are confused. Birth. Death. They are equally natural. In fact, it is the way of God. Life and death is the way of God. From dust thou art, and from dust thou shalt return. Ash to ash, dust to dust. One day, my bro assists, you will rust. So you open the door now. Just open the door. Entertain it. Be with it. Your transition will become very seamless when it is your turn. And guess what? Every day, your turn is 24 hours nearer. Shouldn't you hold something close to your heart any dearer? Let's see who's in the room. Lincoln, my brother. Lincoln's always talking. I mean, love me some Lincoln. Lincoln, I saw the video of you with your boy, and my video was on the TV. That was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Lincoln said, Joyce, hi Joyce, Deborah Cook. Joyce says, I am not afraid of death. Lincoln says, I'm more afraid of spiritual death than I am of physical change. Well, you can't die spiritually, right? Of course you can't. We can, none of us die, but what you mean is, I'm assuming you mean just going back to the old way. That's impossible. You can't unenlighten yourself. You just can't do it. Puriwapuri Hapakuku says, death has always been painful for the ones watching or experiencing the lost. Most of my family who passed never was scared to transition. Yeah. Jesse Bertha Lot. How is the music and the voice? Good mix? Abigail says, I had a daughter that died when I was 19. Abigail says, I had a daughter that died when she was 19. I faced death in a very real way, very early in life. How sad yet beautiful was that experience, Abigail? You don't have to respond. It's rhetorical. It helps us to see the fire like the one that surrounds me, the one that you are, the one that lives in your heart, that ever aspires to something delicious and important and meaningful. The only thing that will never change is change itself. Are you in the conscious deliberate program stream with that? So every time the universe changes, you change with it. Everything is always seamless for you between now and forever. For now and infinity. You can't undo what you know. Thank you for the interjection there, Lincoln, because it set up the next level of dialogue. So between now and forever, you can never become unenlightened. But in your reincarnations, you might kind of forget something only to go through the process of remembering to get the momentum train, the ball rolling again. Sure. When you become enlightened, if someone finally teaches you that 1 + 1 is 2, and you go, I understand it. Here's this and here's that. And so we got that. Then now we got that. So there's me and you. So once someone, obviously, it's basic math. So once someone understands the concept of 2, or any idea, it no longer has to be explained. So we can't undo what we know. As above, so below, on forever it will go. Where are you now in your life? How does it feel to be you? Here's a very important thought. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel like, oh my gosh, oh, I'm awake. Wow, I had a great night's sleep and I had some dreams. I'll go over that later. I feel good today. Or is it, oh my God, let me get out of bed? Or depression. I have said that you can gauge depression in a person. This is kind of like a measurement stick for fun, but it can apply. You can gauge someone's depression by how many times they hit snooze on the alarm clock. I don't want to face this reality. I want to snooze. I want to snooze. I want to stay asleep. I want to stay asleep. Hence, I'm hitting snooze, life snooze, spiritual snooze. You're on vacation and you're on a tropical island and that alarm goes off at 6:30. Do you think you're going to hit snooze, or you going to get your lazy ass out of bed and go get you some beach on? So when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? How does it feel to be you simply in the moment? Once you collect yourself and bring yourself to the room, okay, I'm physically fully present, and you're about to step your feet on the floor. How does it feel to be you? Because believe it or not, What just happened to you before you became awake in the room is you experienced your mortality. The infinity, the infinite possibility that you were floating around in the cosmic sea of divine goop last night, in and out of all these dimensions, very seamlessly in liquidy. But when you become conscious, you step into the fire. Fire is primal. Drums are primal. Connects the heart to your divine mother Gaia. Are you connected to your mom, your earth mother? Of course you are. Even in her death, if she's passed, God bless you, you're connected and you know it. And you know that you can never not be connected. You know that. You know that soul to bones. You will often say, my mom's with me. Do you have proof? Of course you do. Because you felt it. Because you know, soul to bones, I just felt my mother brush my face. You don't have to question that. It's not a matter of question. The question of the matter is, do you allow yourself to entertain the grace of your mother brushing your face with her presence? Is there any difference than the thought of your mother brushing your face with her presence? Is it any different than your mother brushing your face with her presence? That's the big question you need to ask yourself. And it's the easiest one of the batch. Did my mom just brush my face? I don't know, did she? It's a very, very beautiful transition from that little simple space to that little simple space. As small as the gap is, the gorge can appear to be very wide. But it's not tough. That thing you imagined that happened to you yesterday and you imagined in your head and it was a beautiful idea, it's true. It's true. Did I just see and have an impression that I could win $1 million? It's true. But we become conscious of a different kind of death, the part of us that kills us, and we give more credence to the thoughts that say, you will never achieve $1 million. And guess what we say to that? It's true. It's true. Are you willing to die to live? I've died many times in this life. Many times I've died. I've expired an aspect of something I thought was important. In that moment, goddamn right it was important. It was the most integral, important thing anyone could ever experience. Mine or yours. Because it's important at said time. Are you still holding on to that time? Because it was beautiful and you know that? Are you scared to let it go? Thinking that if I let that time go, I'm letting the beauty go of my growth? You're not letting go of something beautiful. You have already integrated it. It is now the new you that is still trying to hold on to something from the past that you think you have to. Let it go because it's done. You are the result. The new you is the result of the it. You are now it. Write a new book. Write a new story. You spiritual author, you. Your life your lives are sentences. Listen to this. How you like this for a double entendre? Your lives are sentences that will come to an end after a period. A period of time. A grammatical period. Your lives are sentences that will come to an end after a period. In a scope of time larger than we can possibly imagine, these sentences, these paragraphs, become chapters. Universal conscious chapters. universal stories, and to all the way till we go back to the original playwright, God, because this is all a divine play of consciousness. That's all it is. Nothing happens without God's permission. Nothing. And in so giving permission is the sustainer and the creator of ideas of everything. You don't create anything. Yeah, we are co-creators and we create our life. I get it. Put that aside. You don't create anything. You just become aware of what is happening anywhere and you choosing it. I see a bandwidth that has all this possibility, this to be the best and this to be the low, and I'm going to plug on into channel 4 and watch today's news. So that's your experience. Infinitely, as children of the divine garden, we play in the nonsense. Because we taught nonsense is fun. Mom and Dad's not looking. Adam and Eve got cooking. No joke. What an amazing analogy. Mom and Dad wasn't looking. Adam and Eve got naked in the garden. Innocently. And it got them in trouble. It's not hard. But I was taught. Okay. I hear you. Now what you're going to do with what you were taught. Doesn't mean it's not valid. When you go over what you were taught in your evaluation, does it feed you to remember what you were taught? Or does it make you feel, in any stretch of the imagination, less than what you were before you examined it? Now you have your God blessed, and I mean that literally, God blessed answer. Blessed. Someone shared something with you and it resonated with you. I like it. And you wear the shoe for a little while and you realize, I lost the receipt. I can't take it back, so I got a new pair of shoes that don't fit. But you see that it doesn't fit. Because when I examine this again, it doesn't feel so graceful. It limits me. It limits my ideas about other people. It limits my possibility of an infinite possibility, call it God, to be inside of me, and that I deserve to receive it. Believe it. Whatever you believe about it, that it you will receive. Let's see what's happening in the room. So my sister says, Abigail wants an exclamation point. Here's your exclamation point, dear. Thank you for letting me share your beautiful story. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Brian. We all need to share our stories. We all matter. Yes, sir, Big B. Love it. Pri says, I question death from a young age. I questioned death from a young age, and for most of my life, I was always told, stop already, it's morbid. Pri says, I removed the comment, wasn't appropriate, my apologies. I love you. You're allowed here, darling. Nothing's wrong. You're fine. Abigail says, they were made naked. They became aware of their nakedness. Bad. Brian Moore says, must leave. Thank you for sharing, brother. Brother, God bless you, my friend. I'm going to hold you in my heart until I see you again in the feed, and I'm blessing you. And I don't forget people. When I go to bed, I've already had them for my day, and it's sitting on the shelf, glittering and glitzing and blinging, and I'm like, what a beautiful day this was for me. So everything I put into that blessing jar, everyone receives that I think about. Abigail says, I have that with a pair of shoes that shrunk when I washed them. I love it. I'm going to give you a Facebook poke, a laugh poke. That was hilarious. So I'm assuming the music and the voice volume mix was good because no one said anything. I'm going to go into a new mode. I'm going to take a short pause. I'm going to go into warrior mode. What is warrior mode? I'm still just flabbergasted by why I got a Sony Warner Brothers production slap a minute ago. It's just weird. I guess I have to figure it out. Take a short pause. Let's see. I want to play some music. I got to keep it on the screen, dog. I had another screen and it looked really, really cool, but I guess it ain't always about looking cool. How about some of this right here? Let's go into warrior mode. I feel like I want to push. So we're going to up the drums. We're going to up the heartbeat. All right? The heartbeat. The sacred heart. Jesus said it's right there. That fire, that desire, the want to acquire something higher. Usually happens when things are dire. But we don't have to die to live. Live now in the transition into your mortality is graceful. Die gracefully with age. I'll see you shortly, my spiritual sage. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put some new music on. It's been a while since I'm out of shape with this. Muscle memory is an amazing thing. When you do something so often that you don't have to think, right? And I haven't done one of these presentations, which requires just a simple new dance with my fingers, and I get into this rhythm. It's thrown off, y'all. I'll see you shortly. Let's go into what I call warrior mode. See you shortly. There we go. Is the video freezing on everyone, or is everything okay? If everything is okay, give me an exclamation point, please. Just one or two people. If everything's okay, give me an exclamation point or say okay. Be right back. In fact, I'm going to refresh my screen. Tonight is really a test. I'm checking things out. I got some new RAM to make my computer strong like bull. And I'm pushing it really hard to see what it's going to allow me to do, so that if I never reach that level when it says, Keith, I'm tired, that means I'm good. So I'm trying a few things. Be patient. Tonight we're speaking about becoming consciously aware of your mortality. Be right back. It's that level when it says keep. It means I'm good, so I'm trying a few things. Be patient. See you, Charlie. Do you ever allow yourself to go there? To that place I just demonstrated? To that place, that space, that very simple nothing space. I've been doing it so long, like many of you. I don't have to go through all this old world paradigm arduous dance to get into that space. I just simply intend. And I drop myself in there. And what begins to happen to me when I'm in there like I am now, like you can feel, and if you can feel it through me, or not through me, because you can feel it on your own, but if I happen to be the reflection as to what helps you to get to that place, whether you're in that space right now or not, the fact that you understand where I am says that you are. You see, you're already there. It's your natural disposition. It's what you are. Well, I understand where Keith's at. I'm not doing it right now myself, but I see that he's falling inside and he's in his spiritual groove. Well, then so are you. You're there naturally, right? It's natural. God is not this hard thing. It's not something you have to master if you're good for since you were born until you lay your body down. If you're lucky, you original born sinner, you, that you are at all graced by the divine. That's not the way of it. What's up, Kristen? Hi, Kristen. Rick Vito, and let me see. I want to pronounce my friend who is a follower of Swamiji. Om Sri Saram Guru Deva Datta. Let me see if I can pronounce the name. Srinvasaro Sandhu. Srinvasaro Sandhu. If that's your name, if I pronounce it correctly, send me an exclamation point, please. Welcome everyone to the cave. Samadhi, slave to brave. Tonight we're talking about contemplating, becoming conscious of your mortality. Becoming conscious of your mortality. I just posted some rules as if I have rules. That was making a funny. If you can, look in the forum right now. There is a reason that I was just led into posting this. And I'm vesseling this now as I'm doing it. Hello, ancient cave dwellers. We're all been searching for God, be it through money, through sex, through food, through drugs, through whatever it may be, even through the act of searching God for God. Whatever we think that is going to do it for us. Hello, ancient cave dwellers. Leave your shoes and your religion at the entrance. The trance. I right now in this moment am in a trance. I'm in a trance. Entrance. Enter the cave. I'm in a trance because I threw myself there because I want to dwell in samadhi with God. So why take off your shoes for where we are going? You will not need them. Besides, you will be walking on sacred ground, your infinite potential. Leaving your religion behind. You ready? Take a deep breath, sit up straight. Move around for a second. Join me. Just simply join me. Have an experience. What else do you have to do? Don't just watch me. Join me. Shake yourself loose. You can look at the camera, that's fine. So you can see when I'm in, out of trance, whatever. However, or you can just use your intuition. Close your eyes, shake yourself loose, and just hear me. Why do I leave my religion at the entrance of this metaphorical cave, Keith? If you think that your religion is only your religion, you are missing the point. Your religion is what you do religiously out of habit. In other words, every Monday I religiously go to the store, to the bank, and run my errands. That is a religion. I religiously do these things by the mindset that helps me to carry out my actions. You can try to escape being painted in the corner. You can't get out of that. So religion takes on a new connotation entirely. It's not at church on Sunday from a particular book, denomination, dogma, walk, talk, creed, code, or sect. Your religion is that which you engage in religiously. That's your religion. So when you change your dialogue, because you have no choice. When you fall into the cave of your true self, the entrance into the Godhead, what you bring with you as religion, your deity, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, whoever it may be, the doctrine that goes with it, your belief about the world, that's your religion. Your belief about yourself, that's definitely your religion. Your belief about this. This is all your religions. When you step into the cave of Samadhi, the cave of your Creator, and begin to not shake hands with God, but to kiss Him all over His beautiful face and have Him kiss you back, all that becomes nonsense, noise. In fact, it goes even deeper than that. So deep, it shatters the illusion as if that nonsense exists at all. When you are face to face with your Maker, the one that creates everything, that which is so beyond religion itself and a book. God is more the book itself as a physical manifestation than it is the messages in the book. It's all that as well, but it is a creation that is solidified on the earth for something that signifies beautiful. That's more beautiful than everything the book even says in the first place. Can you not see the whole picture that I don't have to read it? I know that everything this stands for is something beautiful beyond measure in comparison. I so get it. Oh my God, I will forever be reverent. John Wright, what's up, brother? Angela, Anna Cummings, Waverly. So tonight we're talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. Yes, your physical mortality. Are you dying inside? On purpose, because you're killing aspects. No, that's murderers. Allowing an aspect of you to lay its weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Are you living that? Because you do die every day. Are you willing to up the dying process so you can move quicker into the space of your spirit? I'm going to reset something real quick. Welcome out, everybody. Good to see ya. My computer froze. So I just learned a lesson. Tonight was about, definitely the subject topic, becoming conscious of your mortality. But also to push really hard into stressing my computer out with this new software I got, this new RAM and speed. And so finally, for whatever reason, she said, Keith, I'm tired. Yeah. All right, take one more segment. Going to be right back. Thank you for joining me. Spread this message. You are loved beyond measure. You are my pleasure and my treasure. I appreciate you greatly. So the first segment was Enter the Cave. This segment is warrior mode. I'm willing to take action. About what? Well, tonight's presentation is about looking at your mortality and using your death as a motivating factor to live. Because the more you examine that one day you are not going to be consciously aware of this meat suit on this physical plane. You won't. You've been doing this for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lifetimes. You may say, Keith, I don't believe that. That's okay. You've been doing this for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lifetimes. Well, Keith, Jesus said, follow me. And in following him, to become the infinite light as he became, we call him the Christ. In the infinite light have been infinite expressions of God, which is everything that has ever been born has been topsy-turvy, flipping and flopping through infinity for thousands and thousands and thousands. So in Jesus' declaration, follow me, to become the infinite expression, as Jesus said, follow me, to be, we have to be open. I'm just freaking out. I just bought this very expensive RAM and my screen froze. I am pushing it hard, but I should not be touching these kind of parameters. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to change the music. We're going to go into, the first mode was enter the cave mode. This mode is warrior mode. Now we're going to go into, let's say, what's a good word? Seal the deal, at least for tonight. Be right back. I got some really cool music. Here we go. See you shortly. I love it, Abigail. Abigail, you just started a whole bunch of ridiculous, beautiful shit. I love it. Abigail, stay on me about this. Everyone, stay with Abigail and I on about this. Let's create a hashtag. You are loved beyond measure. Let's see if we can make this global, viral. I mean, like, no matter what, even if it has any relevance to what you're doing, always hashtag, you are loved beyond measure. Can we see how far we can take that? You are loved beyond measure. That is amazing. In fact, I'm seeing t-shirts here. Anybody seeing t-shirts? Or a website? You are loved beyond measure. And as I'm talking about this, everyone, I can see everyone hitting Abigail's post. They're liking and loving it. You are loved beyond measure. Abigail, that is great. Ruth E. Lincoln says, let's do it. All right, I'm going to step away. I got to get me some water. Final segment, I'm going to go into vessel mode. I have tonight been talking, Kelly says, I love it. God dang right, Abigail, it's powerful. It's real powerful. In fact, listen to this. This is kind of cool. It's kind of retro. The shirts that would be made, you are loved beyond measure, exactly like you did, Abigail, you vesseled this. Though hashtags, you usually keep everything lowercase, you capitalized every first letter of the word It looks great. But you actually put the hashtag sign on the shirt itself. So the shirt looks like hashtag on the back. Hashtag you love beyond measure. Maybe YNV or something. Yanava. Rena says yes, t-shirts. So everybody, if we are all on board, we can be co-creators of something. How about this, y'all? I'll create a Facebook page. Hashtag you will love beyond measure. Everybody drop in $5-10, whatever. And we kind of get this thing up. We get shirts out. You're part of something. I'm a part of you. You're a part of me. We are part of we. We're all a part of something that is just fun and cool. How fun and cool would that be? Keith, if you would, in this moment, if you're into it, I'm sorry to tell you, however you participate is appreciated. But it does require some contribution other than just being into it. If you're in, say, yes, I'm in. Just use those words, yes, I'm in. That way I differentiate it from all the other dialogue. And I'll create a site and invite you. And we'll make it happen. I got tons of merch. Merch is fun. We like stuff. Elwood says I'm in. Abigail says do it. Da 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 da. I love it. We like merch. Well, I'm not that superficial. Bullshit. It doesn't mean that you don't have your superficiality in balance. And so, I'm going to go into vessel mode. Everything is freezing up. Why? I don't know why. It shouldn't be happening. I have 32 gigs of RAM. Very high quality RAM. Either way. Your love beyond measure. Hashtag. Instead of watching the presentation, how about experience something that may help you to move into a space of elation? An abbreviation of the good shit in your life. How does that feel? Raw and delicious at the same time, right? Great. Let's have some spiritual sushi. Close your eyes. Breathe like you want something important. What could be so important that I would breathe like that I want it? Imagine that you're looking at yourself in a mirror. There is nothing more important that has been, is now, or will ever be created than you looking into your own eyes in a mirror's reflection and say, I love that motherfucker. That's it. There's nothing else. How does that feel? There's your meditation. There's your reality check. To move out of your mortality to your immortality. Tonight, Keith has been talking about becoming conscious of your mortality. We'll take you into the levels of higher principality. Gracefully, you cross the threshold into the garden now, Adam or Eve. So you don't do it in such a hurry when you lay your body down in the moment. You take those steps now. It broadens the door. It creates a greater breach, to use a word. As you reach, it widens the gap. And so your entrance, as you exit, becomes very fluid. And as the fire you see all around the vessel creates that watery substance into steam, the nature of steam is ether. Back to spirit you go. Into the flow you go. Yo, sis or bro. Explore your death. You die every day. You die every second. You die every now moment. In fact, to be present in the now moment requires ultimate death. If you are truly present, you are completely deceased. If you are truly present, body has no interest to you whatsoever. In that regard, you are deceased. The body is not present because you don't require it. Until you require it, then you manifest yourself on the higher plateau. Down here you go, and to and fro you move about, in and out, without, all around and about. Without a doubt, your presence, your gift, but your presence is felt. Do you have an ambiance about you to where you melt into the experience and everyone sees you as smooth as butter? Or do they shudder when you walk by because of the nonsensical stuff that you carry? Can you always be Santa Claus? Or Mrs. Claus? Right? Explore your mortality. You have died many deaths. Every time you take a breath, that aspect of you ceases. In, so, out, hum, so, hum, so, hum. Birth, death. When you breathe in, what do you think happens when you come onto this earth? What's the first thing you do? You take a breath. And what is the first thing they do? Oh my God. Listen to this. You want a reality check from spirit? The beauty of your birth and taking your first breath often resulted in. And what's the first thing you receive? A slap on your ass. We understand in the spiritual realm that is done to jar one to a state of consciousness on this plateau. But do you think it takes such an abusive hit? Boomers. They do it differently now. Praise the Lord. When you breathe, God comes in. When you exhale, you expire. When you breathe, you inspire. When you exhale, you expire. Inspire, expire. Inspire, expire. On and on forever it will go until you breathe your last breath in death and you are birthed back to the divine, where you no longer need to breathe in life and exhale and expire, because you're living back again in the garden, because you're conscious that the very breath of God, manna, life, sustains you. You're conscious of it. That's called the garden. Simple, the garden. Breath is life. I'm conscious of conscious breath. I'm in the garden. We can do that here on the earth. But that's the dance we face. But again, if you choose to die now, become conscious of your steps towards your mortality, the door opens for you now versus trying to get in at, oh, check this out, dear ones. You will love, guffaw, laugh at this idea, metaphor. If you wait to enter the gate, it becomes like Black Friday. Merry Christmas. They open the gate, everyone wants to flood in. Your spirituality in your passing into your mortality does not have to be Black Friday. It can be easy like Sunday morning. Look at your mortality. It will help you to be present here now, to live your best, beautiful, glorious life. You take a major step toward it every day. Your mortality, that is. Step through that, and every day, in doing so, you become a conscious, immortal, rock star, superstar, superhero you are. Keith Anthony Blanchard, good to see you. Peace, love, and light. You are loved beyond measure. Hashtag. I have to manually shut my computer down. Why it froze, I don't know. But I love you. See you soon.